I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-Minute Convos, where I help you create a brand of your own unique real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Bobbi-Sue Doyle-Hazard. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I am doing great. How are you?
I'm great, my friend. It's a great pleasure to connect with you at this particular time. What part of the world are you in right now?
So I'm in Tampa, Florida, which means it was like in the mid 70s today, and it's December 7th. So that's a little odd.
Yeah. It's really intriguing what's going on in the US. Like, it's the constant thing I've been hearing. Like, the weather is weird right now, even in Canada.
Yeah, I mean, I think Tampa's going to be a little warmer than, Massachusetts anyway, but there are some crazy things going on right now. There are a bunch of fires in California.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Just came off with one guy that is in California. Yeah. He said there are fires. Yeah. Well, he said, he hopes everyone is safe, and for everyone that's listening, we do as well.
Yeah, same.
Bobbi-Sue, tell us which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time.
So I believe it is my podcast. I have a podcast called Leveling the Playing Field, which features casual conversational interviews with women who work in sport. And I think that is what got us connected.
Now, on the artwork for your podcast, there's a silhouette of someone holding a ball, it looks like, on the side of them. Is that you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not really me, but
okay.
I think it's meant to be. It's not really me, though.
Okay, all right. So why did you put the ball in her hand?
It was just a good image of a woman with a piece of sports equipment, I guess, to kind of get a little bit of imagery out there instead of just the words leveling the playing field. I wanted it to be representative of women in sport.
It worked. Especially the feel, right? It's like, we call it football. You all call it soccer. But right. Like leveling the playing field. Love it. So who did you learn how to level the playing field from?
Oh, gosh. So with regards to the podcast, I think I just was listening to people like Tim Ferriss and Denise Rustari, and I've always enjoyed speaking with people. When it comes to my career, my day job, I've had some amazing mentors and strong, really great women who have helped bring me up in terms of my career and are super supportive of me even to this day. So, I think that is why I am as passionate as I am about helping other women.
Yeah, that's amazing. Now, definitely, if you need to level the playing field, it means that it is unleveled. Why will you continue to repeat this skill? Nevertheless, the challenges.
I think that there are some people who take the inequities really personally, and I'm one of them. And I have a small platform, but some platform. I work in a male-dominated industry, and I'm in a position that many might think of as a man's position, as in-house counsel, as an assistant general counsel for an NFL team. And I think it's my responsibility to utilize my skills, to utilize my voice, and to keep bringing women up in the ranks, and to give a platform and amplify those women who are in the industry, because no one else is doing it. So I'm going to keep doing it until I probably die.
Love that. Well done. Tell us one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
I have been doing a lot of personal growth and development. So whether it's going to see a therapist or reading a lot of books that are helping stretch my mind and get me to focus on the things that I really want to do in life, or stopping drinking, or whatever it is. I've really consistently focused on me and my own health from a total well-being standpoint. And I think, it's been an interesting journey. I'm definitely a little calmer than I was, let's say, 3 years ago.
How does it make you feel now?
Great. I trust myself more, which I know sounds weird, but I just feel more in control of where I'm going, and I feel content more often than not, and that's good. And not in a complacent way, but in a enjoying the moment way, and that was really hard for me before. So it's a big difference.
Well done. You've definitely leveled the playing field within yourself first, which is important, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I think we all need to, take that time. Some people do it earlier in life than others, and hopefully some listeners learn from me and do it in their 20s as opposed to waiting until they're in their mid-30s. But yeah.
That's amazing. Now, you spoke of being on the general counsel of a football team. What team is that?
I am the Assistant General Counsel for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, there we go. What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. That's amazing. Well, amazing audience. We're live with Bobbi-Sue Doyle-Hazard. Again, she is the podcast host of Leveling the Playing Field. You can definitely check out those conversations. I did. It was pretty fascinating. Pretty fascinating conversations. Well, Bobbi, let's switch gears for a moment now, and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Bobbi-Sue, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Oh, so my earliest childhood memory is, it's not really a good one. And I tried to think of a different one, but I couldn't. But it's a good one for me anyway, because it's kind of helped shape me. The earliest memory I have is of an argument that I got into with my biological dad when I was 8 years old. And I remember it was about a little radio that I wanted to take to the pool, and he wouldn't let me, and I yelled and screamed and cried and told him I wished he would die. And that evening he actually did pass away. Wow. And so that shaped a lot of my early years.
What did he die from?
He had a brain aneurysm. And while we were sleeping, and we woke up, and a couple of the guys that he worked with, he was a kind of like an apartment maintenance guy. So some of the other guys were in our apartment when we woke up, which wasn't too odd. And I was the oldest. My sister was 5.5, and they told me to pack some stuff up for me and my sister. We were going to go to my aunt's, which we thought was really fun because we loved her. And we found out a couple days later, but that trauma and feeling of responsibility plagued me for a lot of my life. And he had custody of my sister and I. So my mom used to tell me that never happened, but she wouldn't know. She wasn't there. And it took some, self-work and stuff. But I think ultimately, logically, you don't have responsibility over someone and how they pass.
How old were you at that time?
I was 8.
Why do you think this memory is so clear? Of course, that's a dumb question.
The trauma.
No. Yeah. How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
I think part of it proves how stubborn I can be, but also just how connected I think I felt to him, and that I could feel responsible for his death. And I think it has shaped me into a very strong person. I think when you live with the thought that you may have killed someone, from a young age, you toughen up really quickly.
Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Yes, sir.
My wife was speaking today about her accountability group meeting where they brought up the topic of women and how the SIS, which is the acronym for Suffer in Silence, believing because of things that they saw their parents do and things that they learned, how it was their responsibility. And I'm intrigued by the connection of this particular scenario where, as a woman, as a young lady, you believed, as if naturally, that it was your responsibility for the death of your father in this particular scenario. It's intriguing to me now that you are where you are, years have passed, that you've understood that it's so necessary in order to level the playing field, to understand what truly is the responsibility of a woman, or what isn't the responsibility of a woman. So it's very fascinating how it connects to me. Of course.
It is.
Of course. I mean, people argue, right? But it's fascinating that it was necessary, if you would, that you would carry this baggage to understand the pain that other women in different situations go through, to now be able to, as you say, carry this message until you die.
Yeah, I agree.
If we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
Oh my gosh. So when I was 12, it was 1993, and there were so many good songs. And really, I think it was That's the Way Love Goes by Janet Jackson.
Wow. Definitely. It's amazing how it connects, right? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, Bobbi-Sue.
Such a fun song.
Well, Bobbi-Sue, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there is a small declaration form, so it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
Sure.
Bobbi-Sue, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Every woman I meet.
Are you married?
No.
Do you have children?
I have 2 fur babies. They're cats.
They definitely count. Do you believe in God?
I'm not sure.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Absolutely.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
Some days.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Oh God, it's way more.
If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Bobbi-Sue Doyle-Hazard, what would you say that is?
Keep moving forward.
Love it. Definitely. Just like that little girl who went through that traumatic experience that kept moving forward. Keep moving forward. Bobbi-Sue, this has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Just to check out the podcast, or my podcast, Leveling the Playing Field, or, pass it along to young women in your life that you think might be interested. I really have a lot of good possibility models for them on there. I don't like to use role models. And you can follow me on Twitter at Bobbi-Sue, or the podcast is at LTPF Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Love it. Bobbi-Sue Doyle-Hazard, thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyag.com. That's poemsbyag.com.